And we begin at 10:30 with some breaking news. Providence police have just identified the suspect accused of stealing a police cruiser after getting into a scuffle with an officer. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Montecalvo.
And I'm Shannon Heggie. It all started earlier today when the suspect was pulled over on Broad Street. The whole incident spanned a few city blocks.
Let's get right to 12 News reporter Lauren Brill, who's live at Providence Police headquarters with more on the suspect and the turn of events tonight. Lauren?
Well, Mike, Shannon, Providence police just identified that suspect as 34-year-old Ishmael Lee. Now, he's been charged with possession of a firearm and resisting arrest, as well as possession of a stolen vehicle. A wild scene in Providence after police say this man, Ishmael Lee, fled after being pulled over in the Elmwood neighborhood. This all started in the area of Broad Street just before 6 o'clock. Colonel Oscar Perez tells us a Providence police officer decided to pull over two men driving three-wheelers when he noticed one was driving recklessly.
Pulled them over to investigate. He observed that one of them was acting pretty suspicious.
Perez says Lee ran off carrying a satchel, eventually getting in a brief tussle with an officer.
The subject was able to break loose from that officer, and at the same time, a firearm fell out of that satchel onto the ground. And as you can see behind me, there's a lot of people, kids around. The officer actually did the right thing, seized the firearm.
Perez says the suspect ran off again, then hopped into a Providence police cruiser. He allegedly drove it a few blocks before abandoning the cruiser here near the intersection of Elmwood and Atlantic Avenues and running off again. But he didn't get far. He was met by a large police presence here on Gwinnett Court, where officers took him into custody. In the aftermath, our cameras captured officers investigating that stolen cruiser and that three-wheeler being towed from the scene. Now, this is still an active investigation. Earlier, Colonel Perez told me it appears that this three-wheeler the suspect was driving was not registered. Live in Providence, Lauren Brill, 12 News.